Hello everyone, today is June 25th of 23. We have a beautiful day here today. I'm just kidding, it's an awful day. It's been raining now for a couple hours and I had to go to work today, and so when I came home I had a lot of work to do, and I was able to finish some before the rain started. We had some strong winds, and I wanted to show you the real challenges that we can have when growing figs in a climate like here in Michigan, especially in June. We have these summer rains and sometimes severe weather, thunderstorms with strong winds. So I just want to show you the real picture, and don't want you to think that growing figs is just easy thing to do. Well, it is easy in California in some areas where the weather is mostly dry right now. I think I read that during June, July and August some areas are having less than 1% chances of rain. So those are ideal conditions to grow figs, as long as you have enough water to water the plants. Then that's what they need to ripen properly. Here, when it's rainy and humid, figs, and then some varieties do it more than others, tend to split. They just absorb too much moisture, and it is in a, I would say also very fast, and they will split. Now, as you can see that I have my trees in these bags that I kept them even inside. So I tied them at the top so they wouldn't let the rain saturate the potting mix, and it does help. So I'm gonna have to see then afterwards how much moisture is in the bags. I usually lift my bags to check how much water I need to add. It is very hard to water plants properly when you have so many of it by looking. At this point I can't even look, and I can see even the surface of the soil. When I didn't have bags it was easier kinda, but even then I am always kinda lifting constantly, or maybe just checking with my foot. I try to move the bag or the container and see how heavy it is. If it feels heavy, then it has enough water. If it's easy to move and lightweight, then it needs water. So that's my way of watering plants. And once all of the trees are pretty much equally saturated, then I can then go maybe some days without even touching them, and sometimes even more than a few waterings, and just water each plant pretty much the same. And then again after a couple of weeks, maybe less, depends, I will check again and see how each container or grow bag feels like. But since we're gonna have rain tomorrow, and then it's gonna get dry, then maybe not more rain towards the end of the week, next week, I will have to protect my trees, especially the ones that are about to ripen, or some of them even have ripe fruit right now. So what I had to do was to collect some of these trees in these rows right there. As you can see, it's all empty now. So these are all my cravens, black madeiras, black tuscans, and some of them I left here so I can do some testing and see how they'll do. I have a Preto there, a black madeira KK, and a couple of Italians 258s. But most of the other varieties that have figs that are gonna be ripe in maybe 2 or 3 days, I had to move out of this area. This one I'm left here since I don't think it's gonna be needed for, we'll see, for a couple of weeks maybe. Bordisod Negra Rimad, I had 3 figs on this young tree. Very interested to see and to taste this variety. So there you go. You now see the full picture and all of the challenges that I have to go through. And what I would suggest now, if you have less trees than I have, of course it's much easier to protect them. And I'm always thinking what it's my next project, and now I think I can see what I need to do on protecting, and it has to do something with the top right there on this area. Well, we'll see. What will I think of? But let me just show you where these trees did go. Some of the trees I had placed in my hoop house, this greenhouse, and I find that even here, if it's getting too hot and humid, the fruit, the figs, will split. And again, I did find mostly black Madeiras that they will do that. So black Madeiras especially, they like dry climate. And the rest of the trees I had to place inside of this, well, this is like a shed next to a garage, and this air part here, well, this was my chicken coop, but now chickens had to go because of the figs, and they'll come back. But some of the figs are inside of the chicken coop. Now it is a fig coop, and the rest of them are in that larger area. And I will keep him in here, well, until the rain stops and it gets dry and sunny. I do have a couple of lights in there just to keep them a little bit happier, and I'm also running a dehumidifier inside of it. Now I cannot even open the door, I'm holding an umbrella, but it was really hot today, so I had to place a dehumidifier inside of that room here, and I will check later to see how they are doing. Anyhow, I hope that your conditions are better. Well, it really doesn't matter, whatever you are. I don't think you're gonna have problems with fruit spoiling unless you have breba perhaps, but me now having a main crop of many varieties ripe or to be ripe, it does create a problem. So this is my problem solving. Anyhow, I will update you, and maybe I'll do a fig tasting review. I know I have some ripe fruit inside, and hope you have a great day. Bye.